Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I am really excited to do this video today because I am going to be doing a tutorial on how I got this look. So I actually have been wanting to do a makeup tutorial for a really long time, but I just never could think of what to do or how to do it, or I don't know, I was just putting it on the back burner. But not too long ago I posted a picture on social media of my me having this look and the foundation I was using, and it went kind of crazy. I had a couple hundred people asking me to do a tutorial on it and post it with using that foundation so they could see how I did it and what I use with it and all that fun stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that video for you. If you want to see how I achieved this look, then just keep on watching. Okay, so as you guys can see, my skin is nowhere near perfect. I had so many comments of people saying oh my gosh, your skin. This is literally the foundation makes your skin look so much better than it is. Obviously my skin isn't, I don't have crazy breakouts or anything, but it's nowhere near perfect, and I actually struggle from hormonal breakouts and really bad problem areas on my chin and my cheek, and I have a bad problem with touching my face. So my skin is nowhere near perfect. I would be happy to drop a skincare routine for you guys for what works well for me. Obviously what works well for me isn't going to work well, isn't necessarily going to work well for everybody for obvious reasons. But I would be more than happy to drop that skincare routine. So if you guys want me to, just definitely let me know in the comments. Or message me. But yeah, my skin is seriously nowhere near perfect, and right now it's a little bit more agitated because I think from my diet and not sleeping well and anxiety and stress and all that super fun stuff. But you know, some days are better than others, and that's what foundation's for, right? That's what makeup's for. So I'm gonna stop babbling on and get on with the video. So if you are new here, which you probably are, I am for the most part, I try to be very good about making sure my makeup and skincare and stuff is cruelty free. It's really hard because some brands are cruelty free, but the people, the warehouses that they outsource from aren't, or the chemists or the country. So it's kind of hard, and I'm nowhere near perfect on making sure everything is cruelty free and perfect, but I do my best, and that's all you can ask for. So don't be too hard on yourself if you're trying to switch over to cruelty free. If you have a couple products that you love, you know, slowly try to transition yourself out of it and find dupes that work for you. You can definitely ask me. I've tried literally everything, so you can definitely ask me if you know you love something and you want to find a good cruelty-free dupe for it. I can definitely help you. But with that being said, everything that I'm using here is cruelty-free. They say that on their website. I usually go off Cruelty Free Kitten, and I'll link her website in the down bar or the description bar. And some of these brands weren't on her website. I don't know if that means that it's just not updated for 2020 yet. Because on their websites they do say they're cruelty free, so I'm not going to say 100% because I don't know, you know, I'm not researching everything, so do your own research. But e.l.f. is cruelty free, that I do know. And I'm going to go ahead and start off with my primer. Honestly, I don't love primer. I feel sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It depends on the foundation, it depends on the primer. Some work well together, some do not work well together. I have actually not tried this primer with the foundation that I'm using today that everyone is asking me to talk about. So I usually have used a YSL primer, which I cannot pronounce the name of, but it looks like this. They're not cruelty free, so I'm not going to repurchase this, and I'm going to try something else. But I'm not repurchasing this. I just have it from before I switched over, okay? But this is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, which I have used, just not with this foundation because I have so many foundations. But if you guys know, this one took the internet by storm. Jeffree Star talked about it, everybody loves it. It's actually a really good primer, and it's I don't know, I think it's like $5. It's crazy. It's always sold out though, so especially right now with things being so weird, I don't even know if they're like restocking makeup or what, at least here in California. But you're just gonna want to take like a good amount, you know, nothing crazy, but you definitely want to cover your entire face, and then just kind of put it in all over your face, and then you're just gonna rub that in. So you want to let that sit for about 30 seconds, I would say, to like really get that like tacky feeling on your face, so the foundation really sticks to it. So I'll be back in 30 seconds. Okay, so now that it has sat on my face for 30 seconds, I am going to use my beauty blender, which is not a beauty blender because that is, in my opinion, like way too expensive for a sponge that you're gonna just like thrash and then throw away. So I use a Real Techniques blender. I don't know if you can call it a beauty blender, so I'm just gonna call it a sponge. And you're just gonna wanna wet it. So obviously, you want to wet that thing. You can use water, you can use a setting spray, like whatever you want to use. I am going to use a rose hydrosol spray that my girlfriend actually makes. She is the company, a good friend of mine. She is the founder and creator of a brand called Soapy Lane, which is amazing. And you can like literally use this like for anything, like a body spray, room spray, a pillow spray, but I'm just gonna spray my beauty blender with it to get it like all wet. So now it's time for the famous foundation that is why I'm here, and that is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation, and this is my shade, which is 4 Neutral. So yeah, when I posted that picture, like everyone was like freaking out about like how well this foundation is, and I'm like, I know, you guys, it is so freaking good. Like I have used so many foundations, this one and like the Fenty one, those two, amazing. Not the hydrating Fenty one, just like the normal one, but fan-freaking-tastic. So I am ridiculous with foundation, and I just like to put a lot on. Use as much as you want. A little does go a long way with this foundation, so yeah, just use it lightly, and you can always build your way up. You can even put a second coat if you want. So don't mind me while I look crazy and blend this in. Okay, so this is like the best I can show you the difference. Like, you guys, are you kidding me? Like, you can literally, I don't need to explain like how amazing this is. Like, you can see it. Like seriously, I feel like a whole new freaking woman when I have foundation on. Like, come on. Amazing. Okay, well, I'm gonna do the other side and I will meet you back in a second. Okay, so now I have my full face of the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation that you guys love and that I freaking love, because as you can see, it gives a very, very airbrush look to my face, and I just freaking love it. I mean, there's so many foundations that say they're airbrush look, and they're not. But this one truly is, so 10 out of 10, man. Okay, so now we're gonna go into concealer, and for this one I'm going to use the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. I was a Shape Tape girl, love Shape Tape, still love Shape Tape. But I kind of just got to the point where I was like, why am I paying so much money for like makeup when something cheaper can really do the exact same thing? So I decided to try this e.l.f. concealer that everyone was talking about, and I'm really happy with it, you guys. Like, I love Shape Tape, but this is honestly just as good in my opinion, so I definitely recommend you guys trying it. It's so much cheaper, and in my opinion it works just the same. So obviously we're just gonna put that concealer in the areas where we want to brighten up our face, under the eyes, on the chin, and then on our forehead, and then maybe like a little bit in the center of our nose. and then on top of our lips. So really just like anywhere that you want to brighten up your face or cover something up. So I'm just gonna go ahead and blend in my concealer. So now that my concealer is all blended in, looking good, as you can see, like all those areas, I don't just look like one color. You know, I have some like brightness to my face now. If I look like I have a lazy eye, it's because I poked the you know what out of my eye while blending. It was super fun. Highly recommend. We're gonna go in now to cream liquid contour our face to give us that little bit more of like a snatched dimensional look. And we're gonna use that same concealer actually, just in a color that is much darker than our skin. And I am going in with the color Deep Olive. It's a beautiful contour color for my shade, for like my skin color. So we're just gonna go in like on those spots that we want to give like a little bit more of that dimensional, like look like a shadow, gave us that like amazing cheekbones that I don't really have. So you wanna just put it, I know I'm gonna look crazy, but you wanna just put it like right there, and then I also like putting it up on my forehead. Sometimes I'll go crazy and put it under here, but that isn't always like the most, like I mess up a lot and I don't want to mess this up. So I'm just gonna put it in those areas where I just want like a little bit more, like I said, like a dimensional look. And then you're just gonna blend that in with the exact same beauty blender that you've been blending with the whole time. And you just wanna keep blending it until it doesn't look like you have a brown piece of poop on your face. So one moment while I blend these girls in. Okay, so we are all blended and snatched, looking good. I just want to say that it took me forever to like not look like I just had two brown freaking lines on my cheeks without even like, and I still do it like all the time. In my last video that I talked about, I literally had to put an edit in explaining why, like how bad my contour looked. So like come into it with very low expectations if it's your first time trying liquid contour. I always recommend starting with like a powder contour because that's like a lot easier to like work up to. This is like you gotta just go with it. There's no like turning back. As you can see, it's like a lot more blended, actually looks like cheekbones, bronzed up, shadowed look, but it's not perfect, and like I'm never gonna get it perfect, so props to you if you can get that thing like perfectly Desi Perkin, Jaclyn Hill blended. Okay, sorry if like my positioning is like not where it was. My camera just like totally like stopped working on me, but okay. So now we are done with liquid and we're gonna go in and powder our face up in all the spots where it gives you a little bit like more trouble throughout the day. Like I always crease like under my eyes, or like when I smile a lot, it creases like right there. So I'm actually gonna use the Jaclyn Hill luminous powder as a setting powder. So it's like honestly beautiful. It's so luminous and gives you like such a pretty, like I wouldn't use it as a highlighter because I'm so dramatic with highlighter, but I really like it and that's what I used. I'm doing everything that I did in that picture that I posted. So we're gonna just go in with this is the color Dewy. And we're gonna go in on all those spots. I don't like powder all over my face necessarily, just like in those spots where I really need it. Okay, so you can really see the difference in like without the powder and with the powder. Like it's way more of like a dewy look, and I know it looks kind of weird right now, but I promise when everything's like put together, it'll look a lot better. And this is what I used, this is what I like to use. So if like a dewy look isn't your thing, then definitely don't use it. Just use like a translucent powder. I just like that super like dewy and hydrated look. Okay, so now that we have set our face and all the spots that we really need to, that we don't want to like get crazy throughout the day, which is like forehead, chin, smile lines, under eyes, like wherever you feel like you need to do it. I don't really like to bake. I don't feel like it really does anything. And sometimes I feel like especially if you don't like 100% know exactly what you're doing, it leaves like a residue of like white patchiness that I just don't like. And I don't want to deal with. I think it looks fine without it. So now we're gonna go in with bronzer, and we're gonna use the e.l.f. bronzer. I really like this color. It is Forever Sun-Kissed. We're gonna go in with the Morphe M405, and we're just gonna dab it. We're not gonna go crazy with it because you can always go back and do more. So we're just gonna define those cheekbones just a little bit more. Like I said, we're going for like a very snatched, glowy, dewy look. And this is how you do it. So you just wanna like work your way. I know I make this like stupid face when I'm doing it, but it helps because I can see my cheekbones. And then you just wanna go up and make that like 3 shape. Go down there a little bit, up here a little bit, up here a little bit. Just go crazy with it. As you can see, this side is a lot more snatched than this side. Should we count how many times I've used Snatched in this video? And now we're gonna go in on the other side. Okay, so now that we've like deepened our contour a little bit more, we're gonna go back with that same bronzer and like a big fluffy brush. This one is the Morphe M527. Dab that in there lightly, and then go in and just like bronze up our whole face. We wanna look like we just went on vacation to the Bahamas, even though we're all quarantined and we're not leaving our front yard. So just got back from Bahamas. Okay, so this is funny because I actually used to like despise blush. I just didn't like the way it looked. I was like, that's so like 90s and 2000s, but I've recently got back into blush and I'm just obsessed with it. So we're gonna use the e.l.f. powder again, and this is an Always Cheeky. And we're gonna use this brush that I actually don't even, I got it in like a subscription service a long time ago. It says Arnell Moda on it. You know, I'm not quite sure, but really any blush brush will work. Definitely does not have to be what I use. Pat that in there, and then just smile and go in the apples of your cheeks. And then I like to put some on my nose sometimes. Some people go crazy with it, but I just like to do like a little like on my nose, you know? Okay, so we're actually done pretty much with our face makeup. I like to do highlighter very last because I feel like it just like it's more exciting to just like finish it off with a beautiful highlighter. So for now we're done with our face, and we're gonna get onto our eyes. I'm gonna do my eyebrows first. I actually had like tons of people ask me to drop like what I use for my eyebrows. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys. It's really easy. Anyone can do it, super easy. I already kind of have like on the thicker side of eyebrows, but I definitely have like sparse areas. So I really just use it to like darken a little bit and then fill in those sparse areas. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you what I use. Okay, so this isn't like some like amazing like discovery that I made or anything. It's just like what brow products work best for me. Depending on like the look that I'm doing, whether I'm doing something like a little bit more dramatic, I'll use both of these products. And then if I'm doing something like a little bit more just like natural, I'll just use one. But I'm gonna do what I did in that picture to get that exact look. And I started with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in the color medium brown. That is like the best color that works for me. And we're just gonna dip in with like that spoolie angled eyebrow brush that you guys know. And this is the Morphe M158. We're just gonna dip in. I like to really pack it on there, just because like I've done this a bunch of times, but when I first started out I would only grab a little bit and just like very slowly work my way up to like the achieved look that I wanted. So I like to start, I'm gonna try, I've never done this on camera, so bear with me. I'm gonna start like right here, right at this top, and I like to start and then just like pull it back. I'm not actually coloring anything in right now. I'm just outlining it. So then I'm gonna go on the bottom and pull that back. And then we're just gonna shape the rest of it. See? And then you'll just kind of color it in. I like definitely go darker on the ends, very soft on this part, in the front part. Okay, so I know it looks kind of like dumb right now because that has this chunk that needs to be filled in. Okay, so that is where the next product comes in, and that is the Glossier, however you want to say it, Boy Brow. This is amazing, and this is what I can use. You can honestly use this just by yourself, like if you're not doing like a super dramatic look, but since I'm doing a little bit more on my brows, I'm going to use both. I'm going to use this to fill in this spot right here, so it's not like super dark. Sorry, my mirror. So it's not super dark, but it still, you know, gives you something. And then I'm just gonna brush through them. Okay, and see how they're like crazy bushy right now and I look psycho? So I like to just do that first so I can make sure all the color is in there. And then I'll just go back in and like brush them down. And then I'll like to leave this like part right here up a little bit. I hope that made sense. As you can see, like it looks a lot better. I hope that made sense. I'm trying not to make this video like too long, but also like thoroughly explain what I'm doing, because I know I like to watch videos where they like explain step by step. So I hope that made sense. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye, and then I will be right back. Okay, so now that we have both brows on, and we're gonna go in with our eye look. And I was actually really surprised that so many people asked me for this eyeshadow look, because it's so easy, you guys. You're gonna be really happy when you see how easy this is. I love it, and it literally takes me like 5 minutes. Okay, so you're gonna start with the Charlotte Tilbury liquid eyeshadow. So this one is the color Rose Gold. I will leave a link to it because I'm not sure like exactly what it's called on the website, but this is the Rose Gold color. I think there's only like 3 colors. So I literally just go in. It's such a pretty color. As you guys can see, it's a little bit hard to see. The color's so pretty. You're literally just gonna go in with your finger, like same with a lot of Charlotte Tilbury's products. A little bit goes a really long way. So you're just gonna put a little bit on the tip of your finger and just put it all over your lid. So as you can see, like it's not doing like a crazy amount, but it's seriously so pretty. Like it just gives you that super glowy, dewy, sparkly, shimmery look on your eyelid, and you're literally just using your finger and putting it across your eye. So I'm just gonna do the other eye really quick. So now that we have that lid done, super easy and super quick, you're just gonna wanna darken up those outer corners a little bit more to give you some dimension on your eye. I'm gonna do the easy route, and this is what I did for this look. And you're just gonna use like your favorite bronzer or your favorite brown your favorite brown shade. I'm using the Morphe bronzer in Debuante. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that right. And just using a fluffy Morphe M502, just dabbing that in there. And then I'm just gonna darken up the outer corners a little bit. So now that my eyes have a little bit more of like a darker dimension in them, I literally just took the fluffy brush and went in like the outer corner and then up a little bit in like a windshield motion, and that is literally it. And then another thing that I literally love to do is to go in with a brush like this. And this is the Morphe M508, and go in with the same color that you like darkened your eye with. And then just put it in your like right under your waterline. And that I just feel like that brings the eye look totally together. You can totally see the difference between the one that I did and the one that I didn't, and that this one just kind of makes everything just look so much more snatched. I literally cannot think of a different word to use today. Snatched and put together. So I'm gonna do the other eye. Okay, so now it's time for my favorite part, and that is lashes. A lot of people are asking me which lashes I used in the look that I posted, and I'm super sad because I don't have those exact lashes with me. The ones that I used in that one was a 10-piece set that I always get from Morphe, and it's the number 27 set from Morphe. I'll link it as well. It's amazing and I love it. I just ran out of it and I haven't been able to order a new pack of them. So I'm just using another one that I have, and this is the Morphe Flirt Alert, and this is like their premium lashes. I think they're like 10 bucks, but you can reuse them a bunch of times. I'm really bad at putting lashes on camera, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this off camera. Obviously, if you want a separate video of like how to apply lashes, I would be happy to do it, but I'm gonna go ahead and do this off camera. So alright, so now we have our lashes on, and that they look so pretty, and I also use my mascara just on the bottom lashes to put it all together. I'm looking for it. Oh, this is my favorite mascara. This is from Honest Beauty. It's just their mascara, and it comes with a primer. It's honestly amazing, and I just love, I love Honest Beauty. So now we're gonna go in with highlight, and we're gonna be glowing to the gods. So if you don't like to be glowing to the gods, this is also not the highlighter for you, but I love it. It's from the Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics, and this is the, I believe it's a Moonlight. It's the loose highlighter in the shade Extra. Like a tiny bit of this goes a long way. Like I will show you, I mean literally dabbing it. There is almost nothing on the brush, and I'm tapping it off, and look, it's hard. Like, do you see that? It is so pretty, and I'm just going in like, it's so pretty. I just love this highlighter. Okay, so now that highlighter is all over our face, I literally use that entire, like that tiny dab for my entire face. So as you can see, like a tiny bit goes a long way. I love that highlighter. Now we're gonna finish up the look with the Ofra Long Lasting Liquid Lipstick in the color Sanibel. This color is so pretty. I love this color. All right, you guys, there you have it for my super easy, quick makeup routine that you guys requested from that social media post, using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation that I absolutely love and could not recommend more. Thank you guys so much for staying and watching this video. I hope you learned something from it. If you have any questions or any requests for a new video, just put them in the comments or send me a message. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I will be posting a lot more. Yeah, stay safe, you guys. Stay inside. I'm wishing you guys the best, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye.